Hi everyone, I'm Inane Babbler and welcome back to RimWorld. Thanks for checking out the video. Last episode, we were attacked by a huge mech cluster and of course, we won the battle. We have to clean the rest of this up and deconstruct it this episode. Our kill zone was also challenged by 44 boomalopes that made it in here and just started blowing up everything. But we're still fine with that, so we're able to handle that. And we kind of started to lay out what our ship is going to look like. I'm going to finish that this episode, but not actually construct it. But we'll be able to calculate kind of what materials we need. It's going to have a 3-wall insulated design, so that way they can't attack it. And we're going to have to figure out a way to defend it because it's going to be pretty intense for about 15 days. A couple of raids per day. And since we're playing with the random storyteller, the raids could be up to 50% stronger than a normal raid. So that means if I was going to get attacked by 30 units, I would get attacked by 45 instead. So we need to prepare. We also need to do a little bit of thinking around our wealth, because our current wealth is 714,000. Our people, the worth for them is about 110,000. What I'm thinking of doing, and I don't know exactly how to execute it, but I will figure that out along with you, is I want to get to a point where the items that we have loose laying around, we kind of get rid of those. We really don't need them. We'll just keep the raw materials. So as an example, 20 slate blocks is 90 cents. That's $18 of market value for 20 slate blocks. One slate chunk is not worth anything. So every time I convert a slate chunk, or any chunk, I presume, over to slate blocks, it is adding $18 worth of value. Let's check one more just to make sure I'm not kind of crazy here. So sandstone chunk. Sandstone blocks are 90 cents. Limestone blocks are 90 cents. I'm just thinking about marble. Do we have marble anywhere? We must. Oh yeah, that's right. They're down here. Marble blocks are also 90 cents. So, I mean, if you look at all of the blocks that I have on the side here, I'll zoom in. I have quite a few blocks. We can call it, I don't know, 67, probably around 11,000 blocks. So 11,000 blocks times $18. Actually divide that by 20. That's about $10,000 worth of wealth. And in our current world, how we are, that would be around 2% of our total wealth, just because I've made too many blocks. All these extra coats, all these extra weapons, everything just hanging around. We need to reduce all of that. The raids that we're going to get are going to be dictated by our wealth. And so I'd like to pour more of that into my people, by maybe, for example, giving them bionics that makes them stronger, faster, and that sort of thing, rather than just having some stuff just laying around. So that's one of my thoughts for this episode, is just to kind of actively look for ways to reduce that. The other thing is we need a good haul from hay or some sort of food source, vegetable source. We have some corn. Once that corn gets down here, it's going to be a great time to make kibble and make meals for our people. So in the meantime, we're going to do what we always do. Last episode, a couple episodes ago, we made sure that we have just a certain amount of components, certain amount of marine armor that we know we're going to need So we're going to work toward that. We're way too low on components right now. We have 2 spots on the world map for components. If I send a couple of people with just some horses, it'll keep their caravan size low. They'll be able to go quickly down here, mine it, and come on back with probably 300 components. So I'm definitely going to do that in just a second. My storage is a mess, an utter mess. And that's something we need to think about. And the spaceship design, of course. So spaceship design, quickly, we're not building any of it. Like I said, we're just going to kind of space it out. I know you need 3 engines. There's no reason why I shouldn't have it right here. I guess I could leave it empty space. Who cares? If I did something like that, so they can walk around it. We're not actually building it, so I'm forbidding it. Because I don't know how much space I really need. It was pretty accurate, though. I thought that I needed about that much space, and I think it's going to be that. Now, we have 20 people. We may get more, so we'll have enough spots for everybody. I don't know what I should really make it look like, honestly. 20 people. If I do something like that. I don't think that's really necessary. I'm just trying to figure out how to fit like 20 people. I think it's going to need to be higher up, but if I do something like that. Crypto sleep caskets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I actually could fit 24 right here. It's a very wide design, but that's kind of what I could do. I could make it a longer design if I wanted to. I think I have too many structural beams. I have like 8 of them. Probably don't need that many. I could just go straight up. I could probably just do something like this instead. And I could have them hanging off the side here. And then just go straight up. That seems pretty basic. So that's probably how it's going to wind up. I don't know where you put like the computer persona. Computer core. I need a sensor cluster. I guess that kind of looks cool. Okay, fine. Anyway, so that's going to kind of be the basic. I know I'm going to need to go further up, so that's exactly what I thought. I need to get rid of that. This monument we can destroy in 13 days. Plenty of time, because we're only going to build the ship reactor first to draw out the enemy. I don't know if they're going to come right for it through this wall. I just don't know that. So I may have to put some sort of traps here and really defend. I'm hoping that most of them come through this kill zone. And I also think that what I may have to do at some point is, like, for my last hurrah, I mean, this is important, I may have to replace these all with steel. That's 175 traps with steel. And to make steel traps, I believe it's 45. Yeah, so 175 traps and 45 steel. That's what? 175 traps. That's 8,000 steel. Which is my entire base. I don't know why my S sounds sound like THs with this microphone. All right. Right, let's just see what else we want to do. They're getting to a good point. All right, let's get going for these components, because I know we're going to need that. That's really important. We're going to just send, I believe, just really Kate and Balake. They're our best miners. And I think that'll be good. Just the two of them. We'll put them on 2 stallions. They each have a bedroll. They have some medicine. There is some lavish meals. We'll bring some hemogen packs for Kate. Kibble, sure, great, awesome. We don't have any packaged survival meals, I guess. That seems weird. Why don't we have packaged survival meals? Let's go back here and see what's going on with that. Ah, they're our last thing. Alright, I'm gonna change that to be 30 meals. And we're gonna bring them back up to the top. I wanted to make those first. We were at a point where we didn't want to make too many because it was messing us up. So now we'll make a few. Okay, I think this one's making packaged survival meals. Oh, no lavish meals. Major break risk, Daesh. Hey, who are we converting? Who was it that we were trying to convert? Do we know that? It's Daesh, isn't it? Daesh, trust me when I tell you. Daesh, if you kind of help yourself out here by switching over to the free path. Daesh. Daesh, if you changed over to the free path, you'd be in a much better mood. You currently have negative 30 because you're part of the raid ideology. Track in 2.4 days until you can use that on Daesh. Okay. Well, Daesh currently is 79% certain in raid ideology. We gotta get her. Back on track. Oh, they are deconstructing this. Great. Well, Constructoid, you need some repair. All right, let's get going here. Form caravan. We're gonna go to the first one. Who did I say? right? I said Kate and I said Balakay. Oh, and two horses. And do we want to take 2 more horses for just some travel? I mean, I do need a little more than just 238 kilograms. I could take an elephant, I guess. That'll help me. Just like 1 elephant. And sure. Let's try to make this like the minimal, super minimal run. Okay, 1 more elephant. I couldn't resist. Okay. Travel supplies. We have medicine. We have 2 bedrolls. We have lavish meals. We don't have the packaged meals because they haven't been hauled yet. So let me go back. Lifter number 8 is going to get these. Because they're laying here, but they're not actually in storage yet. So until they're in storage, I can't put them as part of the caravan. Okay, there we go. Now we can go. Finally, 3rd time's a charm. Kate, Balakay, 2 stallions, and 2 elephants, and that's it. That should be fine. Perfect. Okay. I think we're okay with that. Let's just do that. Go for it, guys. If you get it going quick, you'll get there before nightfall. Alright, let's do a quick health check. We haven't done that in a few episodes, a really good, thorough health check. And what I'm looking for are issues that they're having. Maybe there were thumbs shot off or stuff like that. I mean, this is fluff. She has 2 bionic eyes, arms, and legs. Shot is confused. Howie has a bite scar on his right leg, which is making his movement be 94% instead of 100. We're looking for somebody that needs an arm. Because we have an arm in stock. Well, I guess we've been taking care of our people, because really nobody has anything major except a couple little scars here and there. I mean, we have somebody with dementia, we have somebody with frailty, and when Pelican comes out of this, he's actually doing an age reversal, and then he'll do a regeneration. Hopefully then he'll get rid of his frailty. Okay, I must have been mistaken. Last episode, when I made all these biosculptor pods, I said that the cleanliness would be 0 because there would be nothing in the room. Because these units would cover up everything. Well, this room down here is a negative 1.21. It's very dirty. This one is just dirty. And I'm wondering, does the doorway matter? There's no way the doorway matters. But let's do the test. And if that's the case, we'll put a sterile tile there. Let's just do 2. We're going to do 2. Remember, it's negative 1.21. And this is just negative 1. So we'll put 2 there also. Okay, we'll do that and see what happens. Polly, how are you doing? You're almost growth tier number 7. When are you going to grow up? I think soon. Time as a colonist, 1.7 years. She actually killed something. I remember her beating that. She beat a sight stealer to death. I told her, you know, you gotta get used to that. It's hard out here. Okay, I think we're getting to a better point with incoming meat. The animals are starting to grow up. As you can see, now we have some sows and pigs that have been butchered. And some roosters, some hens. So they're growing up, and our auto slaughter rules are taking effect. Okay, and they're bringing the steel here now. Good. Alright, it's negative 121. Let's wait till she finishes this tile. Still negative 121. Oh wait, now it's negative 1. So that did have an impact. Okay. Let's make it the 2 other doors here and see what happens. Because right now there's soil under the door. Oh, look at this. Wait a second here. Why does it say negative 8? Because it's on sand? I didn't think that mattered. Okay, well, I guess I misunderstood or miscalculated here. The tiles underneath the doors must not matter. Because even when you hit T to look at the beauty, it doesn't matter at all. So I'm wasting resources doing that. Alright, let's just do it this way, because I know what this is what's going to be. We're going to do sterile tile underneath all these. Sure, let's just do the whole thing. Why not? We have the resources. And again, like I said, I want to just spend them. Spend the resources. This is going to work. Marble tiles underneath the doorways. I could actually just do that. We know we like everything under the doorways to be marble. Do that as well. And like that. And like that. Okay, they're going to get to that and we'll be fine. Alright, moving on. While they're doing that, we're going to do other things. Our caravan's on its way. There was one other thing that I had wanted to take care of down here. We're making marble blocks like I thought, but remember, we thought we were going to be making a lot of marble traps here. So I think what I will do, I'm going to change my stone cutters around a little bit. I currently have it set. I'll zoom in and show you. Currently have it set that the first thing it does, it checks to see if I have 50 marble blocks, 50 sandstone, 50 granite, slate, and limestone. Okay? If I have 50 of all of those and all these builds are accurately done, then it goes down further and I tell it to make 1,200 of each type. I think we're going to change that around a little bit. And the reason for that is I know that I need a bunch of marble hanging around. Or no, I'm sorry, sandstone hanging around because a lot of my walls are made out of sandstone. So if I need to recoup that, I need a lot of sandstone around. This is slate. 390 health points. Sandstone is 420. And marble is 465. So I should have made all of my walls out of marble. They're a little bit better than sandstone as far as health hit points go. But I'm not going to get that that crazy about it because that would just be crazy. I'm not going to replace all my walls. I should have had the materials set aside to begin with. I didn't. Luckily, I did pick sandstone. That helps, and that's where we're going to leave it. Going forward, though, we would make it out of marble. So sandstone and marble are really... Marble is honestly really the only one I need the most of. So I do think that this is marble, right? Yeah, this is marble. I do think that I should kind of use up the other resources and not replenish them as much. Leave the chunks around. Keep the chunks around. But I really need the most marble in stock because that's what I'm using in general. So let's change... marble to the top here. I want to keep 50 of all the other ones. Because I think... Actually, I'll do 75 because that's one stack. I'll do 75. It's one stack. And this is really just like, I need to make sure I always have at least one stack of this stuff laying around in case something blows up that I use some random material on. They can go ahead and they could fix it without me having to actually go and have them crafted and wait for all that. So 75 of everything is definitely very, very, very little. Then the next thing is marble blocks. Now, to replenish all of this, I need like 3,000 wood and 4,000 marble. So marble, I can't have enough marble, truthfully. But again, I need to do it in steps because I don't want it to be that other things suffer. So first thing I want to do is I want to guarantee that I'm working to have 750 marble because that's 10 stacks. We'll do it like that. Okay, for sandstone, same thing, 750 because that's the minimum that we want. For granite, I don't need that much. So I'm just going to do like 4 stacks and we'll just say 300. Don't need more than that. That's fine. Let's make it reasonable. Same thing for limestone. Don't need a bunch of that either. And same thing for slate. Okay. Now, after all that's done, I want to have definitely, well, actually, let me clone this real quick. Clone the sandstone one. Duplicate it. Instead of 750 sandstone, what do we want? We'll say 1,500. So we're kind of stepping up. Okay. And then for marble, same kind of situation, 1,500. And lastly, because I know I need a lot of marble, we're literally going to say 6,000. 6,000 marble. Okay, anybody listening, did that just like make no sense at all? And that's totally crazy what I just said. Let me know. Okay, let's change this all to any worker. I don't need it to be just humans. This could be any worker, including my mechs. I originally did not want my mechs getting distracted, but it's okay now. Looks like somebody's going on a slaughter fest. Okay, that was probably Howie. Sounded like Howie. Did I get them all? I think I got them all. Granite. Okay, got them all. Great. Awesome. Delete all these. Delete all these. Okay, now it's very tedious, but we have to copy each of these. Here's a pro tip that I learned last episode after 120 something episodes. What I was doing was I was clicking on this, I was copying, then clicking on this one, pasting, and going back and forth. It was taking me forever. Look how painful that is. But if you position the box right here, you can click much more quickly and much more efficiently because the box is right next to where you would need to click. I think it's hard to see. It's this marble one for 750, sandstone one for 750. Okay. Granite for 300. Limestone for 300. Slate for 300. I'm sure there's a mod to be able to copy all this stuff, but I'm playing with 0 mods, just the DLCs. Okay, good. Nice. Okay. I think I'm okay. Okay. So the only other stonecutter thing that I have is down here, and this is really geared toward just marble because see this marble that's right here. It's a whole thing. I have it say marble forever. We're gonna change that because that's kind of not a way to do that. In fact, let me just go get this bill over here. We'll do the 6,000 one. There we go. Okay, so we should be set with our materials now, and what will naturally start to happen is we're going to start using up limestone and granite, which are the two ones that are not native to this particular map. Granite and limestone, there's blocks right here, and somebody's already trying to make structures out of sculptures out of them. So as that happens more and more, we have a lot of unfinished things around. We got to figure that out. That's just a thing that just continues to happen. Anyway, they'll start to use that up. We won't replenish it in block form. That'll save a little bit of wealth, which is very not totally a lot, but at least it's something. So we're gonna get rid of things like my hops and psychoid leaves. As a matter of fact, I need to maintain my relationships with people. And I think that I need to get the goo oink back on my good side. So if you look at your diplomat, your factions, this column is your current standing. And in the column to the right is the natural goodwill. So if I do nothing with Shalomla, they'll naturally go to +20. The goo oink will naturally go to -180, and at -100 they'll be hostile. but I can make them an ally, just like all these other ones. The ones I can't make an ally are the Fire Home of Hoken, Code Raw, and Psych Group. There's no number to the right, which means they will always be hostile. There's nothing I can do to change that. Going into this whole last battle and everything that's coming up, I need to make sure my allies are really sturdy here. Goo Oink, I have the closest ones here. I don't think I can actually do anything to increase my allyship with them. Allyship is not really a word, or maybe it is, but not for this context. I would say my goodwill with them. Now, I did have the thought, and I know that this would be crazy to do, but I don't know if it's something that I would want to do. If I made a base, a second base, incredibly small, a very, very small and efficient base, and I made it like here or something, if I measured it out, I could launch pods to that base and then launch pods to both the Goo Oink and the Exodus Empire. They're currently not in my range. I'm going to see if I need to do that, but for now, I'm just going to solidify my relationship with the Loten and with the Shalomla. So let's load some stuff up. What do we have? Let's load some light leather, some pigskin, some blue fur. Sure. How about some buffalo wool? You guys look like you need it. And then some yayo and flake. We're just going to give you yayo. Wake up. We'll give you some wake up stuff. Oops. Do that. And then I think that's good for them. We'll give you hops. There you go. And then for these guys, we will give you psychoid leaves, smoke leaf leaves, some dye. That's worth $2.65. You want some toxic waste packs? I'm just kidding. Maybe we give you... What else? A dead rhinoceros. How about some elephant tusks? And we'll leave it at that. That's a pretty good amount for both of them. Okay, come on guys, get to the components. They should be at both Kate and Balakay are really good at mining. Balakay much more so. But they should be able to fly through this. Now, are there enemies on this map? Doesn't look like it, but that doesn't mean anything. We still could get attacked. I do want them to first... We'll let these guys roam, but let's drop the bedrolls. First thing, we want to install the bedrolls. Oh, look, there's a little room there. Let's install them here, and then we'll put them in the little room. That's good to know. That little room is suspicious. Okay, is there a roof? Doesn't look like it. No, there's no roof. Okay, well, hey, that's, that will help us. Equips. Why is Balakay walking so slow? He's at 70% speed? Because of his consciousness? Wait, what's wrong with him? Why is he at... His pain is only a little bit. His conscience is 70%. Plasteel detected. Okay, they have a little room to sleep in. Awesome. Now mine this. Let's see how quick she can do it. So she is a level 11 in mining. Balakay is 17. There's a visitor from Loten. I'm not staying very long, so we don't need to worry about it, but I want to try to do this. So if I drop everything, the elephants should haul it for me. But we'll see. Alright, we're ready at 9 components. Look at their speed. Balakay is much faster, ultimately, but he gets distracted. Whereas Kate stays on task. What are you doing here, Galga? Oh, there's a party. Papiana's throwing a party. That's right. So many episodes ago, an eagle-eyed babbler in the comments had mentioned that if you set a party spot, I don't currently have a party spot anywhere, but if you set a party spot, they will have the party there in that room. Otherwise, they will pick the next best room. So I just put the party spot in here because I had forgotten all about that. But this is a pretty good spot, the monument, since we're going to destroy it in a bit. Okay, so to go back to this, I had to put sterile tiles underneath all of these buildings, and I think the advantage of that becomes they'll never get dirty because nobody can ever walk on them. And I think that's what I kind of misunderstood when I was reading. And the speed factor will make this 3% faster currently. I don't know what the maximum is. I guess we'll find out. I would bet the max is 15%. Okay, guys. Making decent progress. Already at 27. I swear, Polly really is still walking out with that gas mask. If he's repairing at the party. Alright, let's launch one ready. We'll give this one to Shalom, +8, +9 to Loten. +36 to Shalom. What's my standing with them? 71, so that would be a waste. We'll do a Cameral Pact for this one. That's those guys. Oh, that'll give +51. They must like that stuff better. That's good. That'll bring us to 81, 80, 88 with them. If I did that, it'd be 66 tiles. Wonder if that would be far enough. The Gooink. Definitely not for Exodus Empire, but maybe for the Gooink if I did another however many tiles. How do we know? I don't want to do... How do I know how many tiles that is? I'm definitely not going to just count it. That would be kind of crazy. Well, okay, wait. We could do this a little bit more smartly. Oh, no, I can't. I could have looked before I launched the pod to see where it ended up. Well, I'll just make the target fuel level here. I'll make it maximum. Oh, this also reminds me of one other thing I need to address, my chem fuel situation. I bet you I have no chem fuel right now. Yep, I have no chem fuel. So I have this infinite chem reactor, which is awesome. It makes chem fuel out of nothing. It's like 75 chem fuel every 10 days, which is fine. But it's definitely more. I need way more. I wish I had one more. If I had one more, that would be great. How we doing, Kate? Oh, you guys are halfway through. Look at that. 51 components already. I guess you didn't want to close this door. You want to leave the agave fruit propping open the door. Okay. That's your prerogative. I mean, I know that this is... I wouldn't say this is necessarily a waste, but this is definitely an investment. I definitely need to get to a point where I promote Tiffy, and I'm wondering if I should just do that this episode. Just promote her tonight, have the Exodus Empire people come. Just see what that's all about. Why not, right? I think this is sufficient. Why am I not seeing any of my... Oh, the ground penetrating scanner is off. Okay. We have Agrahans wandering. They're all caught up. That's simultaneously a good thing and a bad thing. But wait a second. Oh, I don't have this set to allow to sew. No wonder they haven't done it. I've been wondering for the longest time why they were so far behind. And it's because I had it set to not sew. I'll get caught up on that super quick. So we have an assembly. A gene assembler, right? Now, a gene processor makes things faster. We are so low. We're getting lower on power. Let's turn those off when we don't need them. Since they take like 50 each, there's no reason to do anything with them. Feel like we're having brownouts? No, we're good. We're fine. That eclipse kind of hurt me because of all the we have a bunch of solar panels, so that kind of hurt. All right, how we doing, guys? Going for a walk. Okay, fine. But they're actually in pretty good shape. They're not upset. They're pretty okay. They have some food. That elephant just ate some agave. Phineas is actually doing all right. Phineas is the son of Pompeiana and Phlebe and the brother of Polly. Got our own little family here. Okay, here we go. Good job. All right, what's next? Let's do a quick blood. Yeah, we are low on power. I've been much better about getting blood from them. I mean, it's because I'm just doing them all at the same time and kind of just letting it somehow they figure out who gets the blood and who's doing everything. I think I need to leave one person as a doctor. I'll manage that myself. That's fine. Just need one person. We'll make it tippy. Caravan detected. They'll see because they're smaller. You've noticed this in past episodes that the caravan has been detected and it's going to take 3 days. Usually is what happens, and that's because it's such a large caravan. But now since I only have 2 horses and an elephant, it's going to be 10 days, so plenty of time. So keep your caravans as small as you can effectively get whatever you need to get. Fluff, Tiffy, let's get the blood from Fluff. And then Fluff is going to go around getting everybody, I think, probably. Thank you, Eclipse. Okay, we have grid excess. A lot of people in the hospital. Alright, well, I'm micromanaging all the blood, but it's good because I have 3 doctors. There we go. One more, Maroc. Alright, how much blood do I have? I currently have... Must be down here by the food. 22. 26 hemogen. That's great. I normally didn't have that much. Mechanoid repair needed. Alright, so goals. We kind of know if this is the design that we want for our starship. I don't really know if this is going to be exactly what happens. I also see that we have no more silver left because we used it all on sterile tile. That's fine. Totally fine with me because I don't need all that silver. But I do want to be able to at least have enough to do sterile tiles. Let's just see. Is there silver anywhere on the map? Silver ore. Okay. There's 3 spots for silver. How about on the world map? Compacted steel, compacted machinery. Yeah, we're going to go here. They're doing so well with this, I'm going to make them go to the next one without even going back. Back in, use your convert ability on Daesh. Quick, get her while she's distracted. Daesh is now 78% certain. It's just a struggle with Daesh, it really is. It's going to be really hard to convert her. But she's worth doing it all. Because if we can get her converted, she will instantly become happier. We're at 115 components. Wonder if it goes deeper than just these 4 right here. It might. Oh yeah, it does. Plasteel. Oh look, it's right there. It's actually not far at all. Well, we'll make that the next thing. We definitely need plasteel. That's a thing that's been hurting us. So getting back to what I was saying though, we need chem fuel. And I think that I did normally have it in the workshop here. I had it in the workshop and that it's a little bit too cramped in here now, as you can see. I probably could redesign it. I don't think that's worthwhile. Starvation? Pompeiana, you're carrying a lavish meal. That's kind of crazy, Pompeiana. No. How do I make chem fuel? Wait a second. How come I can't... Where do I make chem fuel? Isn't it a refinery or something like that? A biofuel refinery, it's called. Okay. That's why. We will put it right here. Is that the right spot for that? Sure it is. Why not? We will put corn, since we know it'll last. It's pretty hardy as long as it's indoors. We'll put just corn. We'll make it critical, so that way they have to fill it up. We'll put another bench here. And there you go. And they'll take care of that whenever it's up and going. How many more we got? Oh, okay, you guys good? How much did we get here? 136? And I think you're carrying a few. Let's go to the next one. Great job. Right, 140 components. That's great. We're really not going to take anything else. We'll take the slag chunks just because we have them. Okay. Awesome. Pelicans coming out at 1.4. Yep. Okay, so cleanliness factor, as predicted, 115%. So if you put sterile tile underneath your biosculptor pods, you don't need to worry about the doors. You don't need to worry about the doorways. That doesn't impact the actual cleanliness of the room. But you see there, it says sterile 0.6. It's the best you can get. They're underneath the biosculptor pods. They'll go to the doorway, they'll open the door, they'll get in. And there's no way this room could ever get dirty because there's no place for them to actually step on. So this is a good design for a bunch of biosculptor pods. And the sterile cleanliness factor makes it 115% faster. So 15% faster. So normally if a bioregeneration cycle is going to take 21.7 days, it would take 15% faster than that. That could be multiple days, actually. Let's see. So for example, oh, they're all sterile. I can't really compare because I have them all sterile. All right, that's fine. 21.7 days. So how would we have gotten to, what would that have been? 24, maybe? No, maybe 25? Yeah, I think so. So just doing some quick calculation. If you take 25.5 days and you minus 15%, that becomes 21.7 days. So that means putting sterile tile underneath all these biosculptor pods, everything gets 15% faster, but in reality, the bioregeneration cycle goes from 25.5 days to 21.5 days. It's a 4-day reduction almost. That's pretty significant. And the age reversal becomes 7 days. Wow, that's pretty good. I think that was 8.5 days. Or something, it was something like that. So that shaves off almost like a day and a half. So 7 days now. Just as a little note, I gotta zoom out, I know. Just as a little note, it does say if they were a transhumanist, it would be 3.5 days, which means if they have the transhumanist trait in the ideologian, everything is half the time for all this kind of biosculptor pod stuff. All right. Well, we thought about this gene assembler. We haven't played around with it yet. It's currently dirty. We're going to figure all that out in a second. We have all these gene banks, and these gene banks contain genes from all of our people, or some of our people. I'm going to get some people going back in here in a second. How about, for example, Who's next on the docket? Daesh? You could use a little nap or something in there. Let's force you to eat something. And then go in here. Marak, how you doing? Let's do the same for you, Marak. Back in as a baseliner so they don't have any genes that we can extract. Go. Let's get you in there. Maker doesn't have anything. Zach does, definitely. I don't think I could do it because their genes are regrowing. Tiffy? No, she's a baseliner. Doesn't have anything. Yegalut, Penny, Humongous. So look at like Humongous. If I was able to get this super immunity one on people, their immunity gain speed would go up by 50%. Impervious to wake up. That means you can give them wake up and they'll never get addicted to wake up. And wake up is a drug. We don't do drugs here at Hope and in the Babblers faction. But that's kind of only because we don't want anybody to get addicted. So we could probably be okay with making sure that everybody had a wake up. For example, wake up is let's see. Their work speed goes up by 50%. Their consciousness go up, their movement speed goes up, all that stuff goes up. It takes quite a bit of materials to make it, and we're probably not going to do it, but I'm just saying the option is kind of there. Alright, now there's somebody in this clan, in this caravan. Cameron is cousin of Tiffy. Let's do... Hey, Polly, you want your first little... You have social. You have 3 social, Polly. Go talk to these people in the caravan. I really should not have sent Polly. It's fine, though. She's good. Look at her go. Okay. You have anything that I want? That I care about? Probably not. Nope. Not really so far. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is an intellectual, 312 experience per hour. An intellectual book. Up to a maximum level of 10. Sure. Crafting, same thing, 312, up to a maximum level of 10. I like that. Reinforced barrels, we're good. I'll sell you that gene pack. And I'll sell you this leather. Hey, you have Neutroamine too. I was just talking about that, wasn't I? You have Chem Fuel. I'm not... Well, I could make it. I don't need to give it to you. I don't need to buy it from you. Okay, what else do I want to sell to you? How about dye? Do you want dye? You must want dye. There you go. There's some dye for you. Elephant leather? I will sell you plain leather instead. I think this is fine. I've sold them quite a bit. Good job, Polly. A successful negotiation. When are you guys going to get to this? Yeah, there we go. Get on that road and get in there quick. Okay. Great. First things first. Drop the bedroll. Install the bedroll before I forget, because I will forget. And put it right there at least. There you go. Oh, to mine the vein. Okay. I am kind of amazed that we're going through so much in the realm of vegetables here, and we're still short on kibble. I know if you've been watching for the last probably 4 or 5 episodes, you're probably sick of hearing me talk about these animals and how we don't have enough food. I mean, how do we not have enough food for them? Let's go back to animals. Auto slaughtering. We're down from like 30-something elephants, 37, I think, down to 16. We do have 30 cows. And we do have 36 pigs. So I think it's kind of coming in waves of a lot of meat, and then we get barely any meat because we use it all up. So I'm wondering if I should just kind of slow down the whole thing and have less females in general. Wonder if that's a good idea. Just kind of slow down the whole thing, meaning have less adult females. Because that's what's driving the population. So let me do that. Let's do that. I'm going to try that tactic, and we're going to see. We're going to revisit this and see if it works out. So we're going to have just 2 males of each of these: chickens, pigs, cows, elephants, horse, and muffalo. And we've picked these because they're the most, what we thought to be the most efficient. And the reason I'm going to do 2 of each is so that way if one dies, we're not going to be dead in the water. Okay. For muffalo and for everything, we're basically going to do, let's say, 3 muffalo females is the max. Let's say 3 horses, 3 cows. For elephants, I do want to be able to haul a little bit, so we're going to make that 4 is the max. We have 10 young females right now, so as soon as those age up, some of them are going to get slaughtered. 3 cow females. The pigs, I want to advance them a little bit. I want to make them, we'll make them 4. I have them set as 8, we'll make them 4. And then we're going to try to be kind of, I don't want to say all in, but let's invest in chickens. And we're going to say 20 females. Okay, that significantly changes them because we used to have 6 females and 8 females for most of these other things. Now we have 3s and 4s. And let's see how this works out as far as our food supply goes and how steady our meat supply is. That said, we're once again out of vegetables to make kibble. Luckily, we have a bunch of dandelions. We have potatoes that are going to be done by tomorrow. So I'm not worried about it at all. And we even have some corn that's creeping up there. So we're gonna have some good harvest pretty soon. Chem fuel. We can make chem fuel from wood, or we can make it from organics. I don't have a surplus of organics right now. I also don't want to make it out of wood. But that's the more reliable source. So we're going to make chem fuel out of wood. And we're going to make it until we have a certain amount. We're going to say until we have, let's say, 450. We'll unpause when it hits under 375 because it's going to make 75 at a time. We'll drop it there. Anybody can do it. And there you go. What do we need chem fuel for? Well, we need it for artillery. We also need it for our jump pack fuel. They're already at work. Great. Okay, so let's get back to our gene assembler. We were talking about this. Now, I've never done this before. Opening that up was a little bit overwhelming. So all of the genes that we have, I was going to get genes from somebody else, and I neglected to do that, but that's okay. 3 hours left from Maroc. We'll wait for them, because I'm going to show you how this works. Alright, so you put your people in these gene extractors. It's only a 12-hour cycle. You need to feed them before you put them in because they will not eat and they will not get nutrition. So they could get a malnutrition kind of debuff. They could even die if they're too low. I mean, they won't die in 12 hours, but they'll starve and get hurt. So feed them before they go in. And when they're in there, it's going to extract a random gene of theirs. So for Maroc, you click on bio, you click on their race right here. Their xenotype is Impid. And we're going to see what gets extracted here in a second. In a half hour. Okay. Heat super tolerant. So you click on the gene pack that came out, you click on inspect genes, hover over it. Carriers of this gene are more comfortable in warm temperatures. So the maximum comfortable temperature is plus 36. And then you notice there's a complexity and there's a metabolic efficiency. Genes that are deemed to be good will lower your metabolic efficiency, meaning you need to eat more. I like the gene that I just got from Daesh. It's called Strong Melee Damage. Melee damage is 50% greater than normal. That's good. And what are we going to get from Baiko? Awful mining. So awful mining makes their mining go down by 8, but then you also see their metabolic efficiency goes up by 2 because it is considered a bad gene. All right, so let's play around. Is there no more room for genes? Yeah, there is. Put that one in there. What are you doing, Lifter 2? They must be claimed. Daesh, of course. Of course he's upset. She's upset. Alright, they're going to grab that last gene, and then we're going to play around with this and see what happens. They just need to be powered. They don't need to be refrigerated. Okay, so then you go to your gene assembler, and we're going to explore this together. You go to the what is it called? Recombine? Recombine? Okay, so this will allow you to make a gene a gene pack, or I'm sorry, a xenogerm. When you do the xenogerm, you implant it in somebody, their genes regrow. And so, for example, if I just did very fast runner, the metabolic efficiency is -5, which means their hunger rate is 225%. Normal is 100%. So they'd be eating more than 200 times faster. More than 200 times in food each day. If I wanted to offset that, I would do something like psychically deaf. That increased their metabolic efficiency, and now look, their hunger rate is 175, not 225. So I'm not concerned with food. We have plenty of food. I want to get an awesome kind of xenogerm and see how this works. So like very fast runner. That increases their run speed by 0.4. And that's significant because if they're wearing marine armor, their move speed goes down by 0.4. So this actually would offset that, or if they're not wearing marine armor, it would make them even better. We could say, I mean, strong melee damage, does that stack? There's no way that stacks. Okay, now I just noticed something. Look at the metabolic efficiency. It says -7, minimum is -5. The total metabolic efficiency of these genes when assembled. High efficiency means a person needs less food. Low efficiency means they must eat more. Okay, so my original thought was just to give them whatever and deal with the consequences of how much food they would eat, but that's not going to work. You need to give them something that's going to offset and make it that the metabolic efficiency is not less than 0.5. So that definitely complicates things, because most of what I have here are good genes. I kind of like this one, and I have to figure out how to do it because I need Archite capsules, which I don't have. I think I only have a few. In fact, let me check. Do I? I have just one. I have one Archite capsule. Okay, but why was that significant? Click here, go to Recombine. Ageless. Carriers of this gene have Archites in the bloodstream, which continually reverse the process of aging. Starting at the age of 13, carriers begin to biologically age slower. By 18, the aging process stops completely. That's important. I won't ever have to worry about, putting them in age reversal cycles. It would just be putting them in for healing or something like that. So that's kind of cool. It also, this particular gene pack didn't just have ageless, it also had attractive. And attractive, their beauty is +1. So, although the complexity is 4 out of 6, I wonder if there's a way to increase that complexity. Maximum complexity can be increased by building gene processors near the gene assembler. Okay, so that's why you need the gene assembler. All right, well, I'm seeing that there's a few things I need to worry about here. First, I need to, let me see. The only thing that I have, there's only a few that I have. I'll zoom in to show you. So this is just one gene pack. And you see it right there, 4 complexity, -1 metabolic efficiency, and 1 archite capsule. All these other ones don't need archite capsules because Ageless needs the archite capsules. Acid Spray is -2. Animal War Call is -4. Hemogenic is considered I would say a bad gene, I guess, because it creates a need. So that's a +1. They would have to drink blood. I'm not going to do that one. And if we go down the line here, Psychically Deaf, that is listed here as a +2, meaning it'll help offset things, but I'm okay with that. Awful Mining. So I could use that to offset when I know somebody's not going to be a miner. That makes me nervous because I don't like to make anybody be forced into anything. But I don't really have many other negative genes. So I can see now that I need to get a broader gene pack library, and I have been selling my bad genes to people. So that's okay. We're gonna broaden our base here. Make more gene pack. What are they called here? Gene banks. Now, gene processor. Okay, I don't like that. Hold on here. Distress signal from Shalomla. They need to make this room bigger. How many gene processors can I make? I don't know, actually. I wish I could move this. I can't move this though. I could probably do something like that. Like put one there, and then gene banks like this. Yeah, I could definitely do that. How full are my gene banks? I have room for 10. Okay, I'll make just a couple. I think they could walk over those buildings, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, good. All right, so let's go down the line. I want to get more people in here because this is going to help. Whoops, I need to go to that. Zach can't do it because he is currently regrowing his genes. That is the limiting factor. Humongous can. How's your needs? You need some food. So Humongous, they have... What do they have? They had that Wake Up Impervious that we were talking about. But they have quite a few bad genes. Poor cooking. Poor art. Like, I wouldn't care at all if somebody had poor art. Pollution stimulus. They get a chemical rush when exposed to pollution. Okay. How about Pelican? Didn't we just do Pelican? I think Fleeb is a baseliner. He is. Pompeiana is also a baseliner. Okay. Good. That's going to work out well. We're going to make some good genes and see what happens. I don't know if it's like a one-time use. I would assume so. Just for game balance, but like realistically, you would think they could make more and more and more of it. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we're doing great. Last 100 days are Wealth is at 685. We definitely need to work on lowering this. 336,000 of it is from the buildings. I get that. Look at Zach. Look at Zach. Look at how fast he's running. .11. Glucosoid rush. Okay. How's our school? Holly, are you at 7 yet? You are not at 7 yet. Okay. If I can get her to the next growth tier, she will be able to choose 3 passions. We didn't do anything like this when we had another kid in this colony. However many episodes ago that was. Or did I like dream that or something? Because did we have another kid? Didn't we have another kid? Okay, so the other thing I said I was going to do last episode, and I didn't get an opportunity to do it, so I'm going to take care of that now, is I want to take a look at each person's needs and what they're lacking in. Oh, that's right. It was Tiffy. That's right. It was Tiffy. Her original name was Salico or something like that. She was with Blue. Blue was the mother. It was Tiffy. And maybe the other kid's name was Salico. I forget how many episodes. That was a lot of episodes ago. That was probably... I mean, that has to be 80 or 90 episodes ago. So it's a long time ago. But Blue came in with 2 kids as a refugee. Then Blue left. Tiffy stayed. But I think Tiffy was called something else then. Let me just double check. Yeah, Salico, her last name. Yeah, there it is. I remembered. Salico. And then we named her, or she named herself Tiffy when she grew up. And then the other person, the other kid that was with her, the boy, I don't know, they just both left. There was another kid a very long time ago, like in the first 5 to 10 episodes. Dash or Cash? Oh, wow. Dash or Cash, something like that? Jash. And that kid was killed by the Gooink. They raided us and he was killed. And it happened like right around here on the map or something like that. I forget, actually. That part I do forget. I don't think it was that far down. I think it was around here. Caravan detected. We're good. Fine. Don't worry about it. But anyway, so Jash got killed by the Gooink, and that's what made us hate the Gooink. We need more. Need you guys to 5.8 days, so that means it's about, I don't know, 18%, 17 to 18% per day. It is 10 in the morning. I wonder if we're going to be able to harvest any of this by the end of the day. I would hope so, because we need it. Okay, they're almost done here. They ran out of food. They need food. That's right. Tippy was the only kid we ever had. And we did not do the right thing by her. If you look at her bio here, she got to choose like one or two passions, I think it was. I totally forget at this point, actually. And I think we made her choose an extra medical, or she got that one, and we added one on. But she was pretty terrible. She didn't have any good traits. We were able to pick Iron Willed, I think, a careful shooter, and delicate. Yep, I remember that. But we didn't know how to raise her. We didn't have a school desk. We didn't have anything. And now we have a school desk. We have some blackboards. Polly is like doing really well. We gotta get out of here, guys. We have idle people. Pelican and Pompeiana are idle. That means there's nothing to do with animals. There's no construction projects. There's no art. That means somebody else is using it. It's gotta be Howie. My guess is Howie. Nope. Jaco. Okay. And then research. We have nothing to research because we're done with research. We could research compact weaponry. We need to make a research room. We still have yet to do that, and we really should. We should not have no research room. We just researched. We just got from Humongous. We got total anti-toxic lungs, toxic gas immunity. That's cool. So I think we need to work on our workshop, move some things around. Yeah, I agree. Maybe we need to make another art table somewhere. But I do need to think where I want to put my research table. Beep beep. I mean, where can I put my research? I could put it in here. Who cares? It's like not a big deal. I mean, it actually, at this point, I don't really need much research. So I could just put it in here. For now. That's fine. Okay. We're not going to get potatoes today. I was hoping we would. But we're not. Oh, wait. Yeah, we're getting some. This will help. As far as the colony goes, we have 60 lavish meals, 41 simple meals, 34 packaged ones. So they did use quite a bit of resources to get that. Balake has been downed. Oh, he got food poisoning. Well, there's that. You could rescue him, Kate. Can you coagulate on him? Will that say... No, he doesn't have any tendable wound. Okay, fine. How are you actually going to finish something for once? Another plasteel chunk. Hey, look, we actually have a limestone large sculpture. Want to put another one here? These are small sculptures. I think I'm missing some in people's rooms and stuff. Yeah, let's put them. Let's finally do all that because we have not done a good job of that. Alright, Kate. Maybe we can get through these quick and then we can get out of here with Balakay since he's knocked down from food poisoning. Somebody did a masterwork of a limestone small sculpture, Pompeiana. Well, then that should be in your room, don't you think? Shouldn't that be in your room, Pompeiana? Oh, you wanna... okay. Alright, we'll put it in your room. Sure. We'll leave him right after this. $161 components. That's great. Let's get out of here. And we have plasteel. We'll go on a big raid to get all that. But for now, we just need to get home with Balakay in tow because he is hurt from food poisoning. He has a stomach ache, is really what it is. He always has an excuse, doesn't he? Tell me if I'm wrong. We don't have enough food. I don't really care. You'll be fine. Just go. I know I push my people incredibly hard. I understand. I could send them food if I needed to, but they'll be fine. I think. I mean, Kate might not be. But she won't die. She can't die unless you kill her head. Where is... It's going to be a big day for potatoes tomorrow. Big day, and that means kibble. So I'm actually closing the kitchen for regular food for humans. So that way they have to focus on kibble because we definitely have people or animals that are starving. So we got to address that. Once it hits 6 o'clock, they're going to start to harvest, which is great. What do we do about, like, actually making Tiffy a knight? How do we do that? Let's see. I want to try that. Royal Ascent. Nope, that's not it. Tiffy's Praetor Ceremony. How do I assign a throne? Here's a throne. Set owner. Tiffy. Quests. The Exodus Empire is ready to grant Tiffy the title of Praetor and the power of a level 4 Psylink in a bestowing ceremony. The bestower will arrive by shuttle and perform the ceremony. The bestower will only give a title if any throne room requirements are satisfied. There's a chance of gaining honor, depending on how many viewers there are. Okay. We have 2 things that are not working. We need a harp and no work facilities. Okay, well, we'll get rid of the deep drill. Fine. I understand. I don't want Tiffy to do that, though, real quick. Where do I make... I have a harp right here. I think we can make one at the smithy. Yep. And we need to make it out of wood. We're going to have Marak do that. Tiffy's going to get this last bit of steel. I forgot to resurrect my militars. Wonder if now's a good time to make something better. But for now, I'm just going to do militars. Fluff, what are you doing? I don't want you doing any of this, Fluff. You're nosing into something you shouldn't be working on. Come on, Fluff. Okay, that's Tippy's business, not yours. Did we get the... Why didn't you do the seal? Fluff, you can get the seal. Looks like you're just trying to help. So why don't you get the seal? Kate, are you starving? You're at 5.1%. We're on the road. You're going to be here in half a day. You may get some pains in your stomach, but you'll be okay. And then Maraki, you making that harp? $130 work left. $30 work left. There's the harp. Oh, it's only good. It's not anything better than good. Okay, that's fine. Where do we put a harp? We'll put a harp right here. Yeah, right there. Well, not behind the column. We want it to be seen and heard. So right there. There we go. Come on, get this last steel. How much are you going to get? 30? There we go. Let's move this out of the way real quick. We're going to move it to shore. Move that. Good job, Maker. If you don't mind, let's clean up this room and let's move the steel. Do you call that clean? That says clean, actually. All right. Now, quests. Oh, look at this. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. This will make her a Praetor. Now, there is, I think, a drawback. I think she'll get more and more demanding of what she, wants or whatever. And I looked through all these titles quite a few episodes ago. She currently, I think, qualifies for Knight. Let me just double check that. You could just hit on bio. She's currently a freeholder because she has to go through a ceremony, but she has the honor. She has 40 honor. Oh yeah, so Praetor is higher than Knight. She's going from freeholder through to novice, acolyte, Knight, and Praetor. She'll be able to call for trade caravans and all that kind of stuff. She can go up to Baron and Archon. Now, if we go to quests and we hit Praetor title, let's see if she'll have any specific needs then. No, I think we'll be all right. She's not going to get too stuck up. Praetor trade with settlements, trade with caravans. If she's a baron, she can also trade with orbital traders. If she becomes an archon, then it just requires more things, but also she'll be able to grant or request certain things. I want to do this. Okay. Let's see what happens. We're going to go, finally, we built this throne room. And we're going to have them land, and they're going to grant Tiffy the title of Praetor. Praetor. Here's potatoes. Finally, we got some vegetables. Is there kibble? Yes, they're eating. Good, eat it up, eat it up. We have an idle guy here because he won't haul. And there's nothing he can craft because he's too low level. Well, you could do some tailoring. Okay, well, if you have nothing to do, that's a good use of your time. All right, when's this guy gonna come for Tiffy? It will arrive by shuttle and perform the ceremony. Oh, they're coming in here. Are these them? I don't... Wait, was there a shuttle? Did I miss? Oh, there's a shuttle. Wait, there's a shuttle. Click Arcadius and select begin bestowing ceremony to commence the ceremony. Alright. Start bestowing ceremony for Tiffy. Wow, okay, so if we get all these people here, we have an expected quality of 96%. How close is Arcade and Balakay? Oh, they're too far. It's fine, I'm not going to wait for them. Should I wait for them? It seems silly to wait for them. It's going to be another 4 hours. I'm not going to wait for them. Let's begin the ceremony. Go. All right. This is a bestowing ceremony for the Royalty DLC, where Tiffy is going to become a Praetor. She's skipping right over Knight, right over Novice and Acolyte and all that. There's a cougar hunting Fluff. Of course there is. Because what would be... I mean, we need to, of course, be able to... So Fluff, I can't draft Fluff. Oh, you know, this game... I can't control any of my people right now. At all. Because they're all going to the bestowing ceremony. Fluff is outside. And there's a cougar here. Hunting Fluff. Out of nowhere. They move at a speed of 5 cells per second. Fluff is nowhere near that. Oh, actually she's 5.25. So she could outrun him. But she's going to get stuck at the door. All right. Do we have... Aha. You didn't think of that, did you, Randy? You didn't think of that. We could use the Militar to help her. All right. Let's see what happens here. First thing that's going to happen is Fluff is going to be running crazy. I think we may be okay. Because if it sees her go through that door, it's going to hit the door. Let's see what happens. Close the door, close the door, close it. It did. Okay, close the door. Now, where's it going? This cougar is either going to hit this door or it's going to go all the way around and get killed. Either way, I don't care. Militaire will take care of it anyway. Aha. See the cougar? What happened? Where'd Fluff go? Oh, I don't know. It disappeared. Okay, look at this. Here's the ceremony. Wow, it's warping the area around because it's giving her like a Psi-Link upgrade. That cougar just killed a hare. All right, Arcadius. This is going really well. Nobody's being rowdy. Everybody's being respectful. There we go. Honorable bestowing ceremony. It had a total quality of 96%. Tiffy received 3 honor as a sign of respect. Because we got 18 spectators. The Praetor title was granted. Whoops. I meant to zoom in, and I was already zoomed in. Tiffy received the title of Praetor from the Exodus Empire. Tiffy has gained a new level of Psi-Link. She can now use psychic powers of that higher level, but she needs to learn them first. She automatically learned Smoke Pop. If she dies, no one will inherit this title, and a new heir can be chosen by contacting the Exodus Empire through a comms console. She has 1 permit point awarded. This title requires apparel of normal quality or better. This title requires apparel appropriate to her title. A cape, a lady's hat, any prestige armor, any Psycaster apparel, any Mech Lord apparel. We have Psycaster stuff, I think. This title requires a throne room and a bedroom. Okay, so her bedroom's going to need to be upgraded. That's fine. She now can trade with settlements and with caravans. She now can give speeches from the throne. If all goes well, listeners will feel inspired. Well, congratulations, Tiffy. Don't let it go to your head. And Marak is playing some harp. Nice. Well, congratulations, Tiffy. Everybody's getting back to normal here. Kate, Valkay, we'll let you know what happened when you come back. We have placed a blueprint for our ship that we're going to start building pretty soon. We have bio sculptor pods going. We've figured out that if you have sterile tiles underneath them, they'll never get dirty because they can never walk on them. And if you just have a doorway here, they'll just get right in the system. That will increase it by 15% of speed by using sterile tile. That shaves something like 4 days or 3.5 days off the bio regeneration cycle. We're getting back to having some kibble, finally. We've modified our animal slaughtering where we're going to have ultimately less animals in a more steady stream instead of peaks and valleys. And there's, a growth moment for Polly. Well, that's going to be a good place to end this episode. Let's check it out. Polly has reached the biological age of 7 and has experienced a growth moment. She has become interested in a number of new activities, including learning about hunting muffalo. Most of all, Polly loves daydreaming about science. Polly's now old enough to do the following work: firefight, handle, cook, hunt, grow, mine, plant cut, tailor, craft. Let's see how she'll grow. She can choose, because we've taught her so well, she can choose 2 skills to increase her passion for, And there's one trait that we could gain from 4 different traits. Staggeringly ugly, no way. No way at all. Iron-willed, global certainty loss factor 25%. And her mental break threshold is negative 18%. That's pretty good. Super immune, she'll gain immunity much faster. Or a body purist, which means she will get mad if we modify and give her any kind of biomodification, like a bionic arm. So this is a very easy choice. She's just going to pick iron-willed. Super immune is not necessary. We have good doctors. We have good medicine. We don't live in a climate with a lot of disease. So we're going to do iron-willed. That's easy. Now, choosing the 2 skills to increase our passion for. There's melee, art, animals, and shooting. Well, I'm leaning toward animals and shooting. I think animals and shooting. Because art is something that she can just do anyway. And I have to pick between melee and shooting. I'm always gonna pick shooting. So I think I'm gonna do shooting and animals, because we're gonna need somebody who's taking care of animals and it can do it well. Okay. There's Polly. Let's look at her. She's got a passion in shooting and a passion for animals. And she's iron-willed, which means she'll be really hard to mentally break. That's a good place to end. Next episode, we're going to continue to gather supplies and have notes about how much we need to actually build this. And we're going to figure out, hopefully, finally, how to build a xenogerm and inject it into somebody. But that's going to be it for this episode. Be sure to follow and subscribe for more Inane Babblings. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.